Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using, all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support my channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Today we're going to be playing with a new set. It's a suite that is coming out tomorrow, July 1st, as today is June 30th. And this is a reminder, if you want to take advantage of the suite sale that is going on, buy one suite, get half off, or the products out of a suite like paper and bling, that ends today. So you need to get that order in right away. This is going to start tomorrow. There's a new online exclusive release, and this is one of them. I showed you another one last Monday, and so here's another one. It's called, I believe the whole suite is called, I forgot the name, hang on, Floral Charm. The whole suite is called Floral Charm. So there is this beautiful stamp set. It's a cling, red rubber, and beautiful flowers and sayings in this one. And there's some nice dies. Now I'm going to tell you, we're not using any of the stamps in our card today out of this set. We will someday, but not today. Today we're going to concentrate on the dies. There is these great dies. We're going to be using this one and this one and this one. But I'll show you a couple samples here real fast. This is this lovely flower. And I die cut him out. And we're going to be playing with all of these die cuts today. I've already die cut them to help save a little time, but you'll get to see all those in just a minute. Let's put all this back in my box so it's right where it belongs. So that's the stamp and dies for this. I'll put these out of here, out of my way. There is some bling. It's beautiful. Let's pull this out. Really sparkly. It's called Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. And you can see how sparkly they are. That is the bling. There is not ribbon, but jute. It doesn't have a color on it, but it looks like pretty petal pink to me. I haven't opened this up yet. We're not using it, but it is taped on the end, so it leads me to believe that we can unravel this. So we can pull and stretch. You see how I'm stretching here. And do other things with this. So, and then the paper. Paper is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that Blackberry Bliss. That gorgeous. I love Blackberry Bliss. These colors are just beautiful. A little mossy meadow. Just pretty. Pretty Peacock. It's gorgeous paper, isn't it? The colors in this paper are Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, and Timid Tiger. Yeah, I just showed you one there. You get two of each sheet. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull in a few other things because we're not going to be using, we're not using the jute, we're not using the bling in this. We are using the paper. But I'm pulling in a few other things to get what we need. I'm pulling in beautiful motifs because I wanted wishing you love and happiness to last a lifetime. I'm pulling in mixed labels because I wanted happy anniversary. If you guessed, I'm making an anniversary card. And I do need this die right here. It's shaped like that out of the mixed labels. I already pulled the happy anniversary out. And I'm pulling in Thankful Garden because I wanted with love. So I'm pulling in the verses from multiple sets to get what I want to say on my card. And don't be afraid to do that. It's really great because you have lots of options that way. And we are also using the textured note dies. As you know, they're one of my favorites. I've already die cut what we're using. We are going to be using third one in from the outside, fourth and fifth. So basically the 3 middle ones here. But you could use different ones if you wanted to go smaller or not. You're asking, what is she making today? What does it look like? Well, With Love is on the envelope. And this is the front of my card. This is Happy Anniversary. I'm bringing in bling and stuff from other things. Now, this card is one color. We're going to do a different color combination on the next card. But it opens like this. It's a center tower, so it stands up really nice. As you can see all of the beautiful paper. And on the back side, has room to write. And if you need more room to write, you can add another panel here or not, if you need it. But it goes like that. And I'm going to show you how I made this whole thing, including all of this. So, what we're going to do first is we are going to make the base of the card. So we're going to grab our trimmer, and you're going to need a piece of cardstock, as long as I don't cover up my instructions. You need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5. So standard card size. And you're going to want to score on the 8.5 side at 1 7/8. Get your cutting blade out of the way. And a 3. Now, if you wanted to keep on going, you could open this up and you could do it at 5.5 and 6 5/8, or just rotate the card, score at 1 7/8 again, and 3 inches, which I find to be the easiest. So that's the base of our card. And we'll grab our bone folder. Now, when you look at this, we want to fold. This is the center panel. So you want to fold this one in. Give it a good crease. And then the next one comes out. Flip it over like that. So we've got this mountain and a valley. And the same thing on the other side. Fold this one in. Fold this one out. It folds up like that to fit into a regular card. That's the first part of our base. Then we need to stamp a couple things before we put our layers on of our card, because one of the layers is stamped. So we need a scrap of white paper. We will need our envelope, and you'll need a piece of white, or you can use a different color if you choose. This piece of white is 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. So pretty easy measurements. And I'm going to be stamping with Berry Burst. And here's the verse. It says, wishing you without the hair, wishing you love and happiness last a lifetime. And I'm going to put that up at the top of this. So we have that part. This one, let's do the envelope first, because the other part we don't need the mat. This says, with love. Now you're looking at that first card. The first card I used Blackberry Bliss and Night of Navy. This card we're using Pretty Peacock and Berry Burst. And this one, I don't need the mat now, since this one is red rubber, and we're doing Happy Anniversary. That wasn't very good. Let me try it one more time. There's always 2 sides to a piece of paper. There we go. And set all those out of my way. And this will be die cutting with this. And to save time, I have already done it. I was trying to speed things up a little bit because the coloring will take us a little bit. So let's go ahead and put our card together. This is the back of the card. So we'll flip it over and it's going to go right here. And if you wanted to decorate the back panels, you could. The card gets quite bulky if you do, though. So if it's being hand carried, by all means do it. If not, be prepared to pay extra postage. And then this side, what we need is our DSP and our berry burst. So we have 2 pieces of this beautiful DSP and 2 pieces of berry burst. The berry burst layers are 1 3/4 by 5 3/8. The DSP is 1 5/8 by 5 1/4. So we'll go ahead and mount those on there. And we'll put this on here. There we go. And those are going to get mounted on either side. And this one. I've left these just the Pretty Peacock. I'm not putting anything on there. They're not. When it's standing, it sort of looks nice having that extra peacock color in there. So I chose not to do that. But you could decorate them if you chose to. Like I said, the card would get very bulky if you did every panel. If you notice when I was laying these on, I made sure that the buds were going up the right way. So there's that portion right there. Now, we need to work on the centerpiece. All right, bring in my first card to show you. The centerpiece has Night of Navy, Blackberry Mist, and white. We looked at this after me and my sister were both looking at it. I have the white here, but I have decided not to use the white layer. I'm only going to use 2 layers and see how the card looks without the white in the back. So it's optional. You can make that call on your card, but we're going to do one without the white. So the blackberry, or the berry burst gets mounted on the Pretty Peacock. Just like that. Okay, I'm not going to put that on the card quite yet, because that's going to go here, like this. First, I want to build and make the flowers to go on here. So I set that off to the side. Going in. You can tell I've been playing a lot. And I'm going to bring in some flowers. So what we're going to be making is we're going to be coloring this flower. We're going to be coloring in one of these, which I left a piece in there already. Now, when you're die cutting these, you can tell these are very small branches. Make sure you've gone through and poked around so you don't rip any of these little branches. And on here too. And then we're going to need, oh, there's the other one. 2 of these small ones. Now, I have already done this one. So we don't have to redo that one. but you color it exactly the same as we do all these others. So we have one done. And for my coloring guide, I'm using this. I tried to make it look like that. So we're going to start with the flowers here. And we're going to use a blending brush and some Berry Burst ink. Let me get a couple things out of my way. And we're going to use some Post-its. So we're going to do a little masking. I know I brought small Post-its in here. Where are they? There they are. Because I want to keep, when I'm sponging or brushing on, I want to keep, so I'm tucking this one, I'm tucking underneath there, just to get, I'm just going to use a few of these. One right here. Now you could try to make a mask for this, but I found this just as easy. I'm going to stick this under this flower here. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just covering up the greenery. Just like that. Because I only want to get a little bit of ink on this only. And put a little ink on here. Tap off because I want this very, very light. So I'm not pushing hard at all. We don't want screaming at us. Just a light coat. I tried using Bubble Bath on this. It was not giving me the right coloring I needed to match in here. So if you look at the paper, I'm trying to match this tone here. You see, I'm trying to match here in this lighter tone. I'll put just a tad more, but not much. I think that's good. And that's it for the inking and the blending brush. The rest of it you're going to do with blends. Now don't get rid of these yet, because we're going to use those to cover up the flowers in a minute, or the flowers, so we can get stuff on the flowers. So let's finish the flowers first. I am going to use that on my water. We are going to be using light Berry Burst and light Blackberry Bliss. Blackberry Bliss, I'm coming in here and I'm basically just like coloring the inside edge right around here. So I'll put this on some white so you can see the difference right there. Just getting a little color in there, not much. Just a little definition around there. See the difference? Yeah, I tried coloring these all with blends. I didn't like how it looked, and so I tried doing combination, and it worked better. I tried putting it on like bubble bath paper. I tried all kinds of combinations. Now this is the Berry Burst. And the Berry Burst is for these like bud things here. I guess I could scoot this in a little bit for you. There. So we got so these already have the light Berry Burst underneath. The one doesn't, but it doesn't make any difference. Just make sure stay off of where the green's supposed to go. That flower's supposed to be behind that green. So that's what we have so far. Next, we're going to grab lots of colors. We're using Light Lost Lagoon, Dark Pretty Peacock, Light Pretty Peacock, and Night of Navy Light and Dark. So I'm going to start with a little bit of Lost Lagoon. The reason I used a little bit of Lost Lagoon is I did not want all of my petals to be solid. So what I'm doing with my Lost Lagoon, I'm taking my brush and setting it this way, like we're painting. Just like this, using the side of my brush. Now if I have white through, I don't care. But I'm doing the one with the 4 on this one. And I'm going to do this one here as well. Okay, then we're going to come in with light Peacock. Once again, I'm using my brush. Now this time I do want to make sure I got the stalk covered. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to selectively pick not going to color the whole, you know, not going to color them. I want to leave them sort of, you know, with some of that peacock. This one I'm going to make solid. So you can see where I've got some of the spots still showing through. This I'm going to go more like that. And let's come down and do this one. Just want some of that little Lost Lagoon to show up. And then I'm going to take the dark and my bullet tip. Get that veining in here. But you could use other colors too. Just I wanted to try to match my paper as close as I could. So that's the Pretty Peacock. Now this one I'm going to do in, so I've got lots of different color shades there. This one I'm going to do in the Night of Navy. So I'm going to use one of my masks here and cover that and cover this because I kept on hitting this other flower right here and I didn't want to. I'm going to start with the light Misty Moonlight, or not Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy. I tried Misty Moonlight. It didn't work too good. Like I said, I'm not getting, if a little white's still there, I'm not worrying about it. This is called scribbling. Now I'm going to take the dark and my nib. I'm going to pull this off and make sure I got down. I didn't. We'll get it in a second. Still got a little gap there. And do the same thing with the Night of Navy. I'll hold this up against a white. Do need to come back in here just a little bit. There. So, I know I got it in focus. So I've got little pieces of white and the other colors sticking out. Now if you look at the paper, try to put them both in here. You can see how they got the white showing through and stuff. That's what I was going for, is that sort of look. It's not going to match exactly, but that's the look and feel I was going for. So these I'm going to do in a combination of colors. So we're going to do a couple leaves in. Let's do this one. We'll do this upper portion right there in that color. And this one will make the down ones. These are sort of split. That was Lost Lagoon. This is Light Peacock. I'm going to get the stem now, at least up to there. And then this one, we'll get the stems. But I think with these 3 pieces, you sort of see what I was getting at. I'm not getting too fussy. And it'll come back. Oh, I want the nib though. That center indentation, the nib works the best. And then we're going to go, we don't need these anymore, but they're still usable. I'll set them off to the side and use them on something else later. And light Night of Navy. I've also found sometimes just holding this and turning your paper makes it a little easier. I get a little Night of Navy on the other leaf. I'm not too worried about it. And let's get a little dark in here. And that's how I made the leaves for this. Okay, let's get this back. Oop. Get rid of my, this is my scratch paper. I've been using it for quite a while. It's still fine. And we'll bring our pieces back in. So we're going to build the front of this. And you need to decide where you want this piece to be, okay? And I went about the same distance, and I need to grab one other thing. A block. Because as we know, this is going to keep on popping up. So what I want to do is put this in. Now, this is only 4 inches across here because of the fold and stuff, but so it fits in your envelope good. And then I want to put this about, I think it was about a 1/2 inch from the top. Little less than a little more than a 1/2 inch on either end. So right about there. So I only want to put glue right here. And remember, you're only not going clear out to the sides of this because it's just hanging over. So I'm going to leave my fingers there. Well, I was. I'll find it real fast. So only put glue like this, so you make sure you hit your panel. Now, if you're not using glue, make sure you use Seal Plus or tear tape so that it is strong enough to hold this on here, because you're going to add some weight to it now. I'm just counting up my grid here. Make sure I'm getting in there fairly safe. And with the lines on here, it makes it quite easy to line up. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this right here to hold it. This is what I wanted to see. If it looked better, I think it does look better without the white paper behind it. I'm going to go without the white paper. So what we do is we need to put this on here, and you can decide. I don't know if I'm putting the exact same angles I did last time. Some is going to hang off, some's going to be there. So we know all the flowers and these 2 petals are going to be on, and this one and the corner of that one. So we're going to use dimensionals. Now you could glue it, but we're going to use dimensionals. We're going to use minis. We're going to do some hacking up of dimensionals. But I think we can get a couple big ones in here. We strategically place them. Nope. I have to go to smaller ones now. So either cut your big ones apart or use minis. But you're going to need to get a few on here. We know that these 2 leaves are going to be stuck down, so we want to get something under them. And these guys. Now I'm going to take this and hold it back up before I start peeling off the backs. But I need to make sure I have enough on here to hold everything. So I put that back. I said this one here, this leaf would be on there. Is there any of the blue leaves gonna? That one right there. So I think that should be enough to hold that there. Like that. Now this is going to go down here towards the bottom. So I'm not too worried about that at the moment. We're going to put large dimensionals on that. You can tell I made a mistake on the other side when I stamped it. That's why there's 2 sides of a piece of paper. Okay, so we have him ready, and he's going to go about here. So that's about the right placement right about like that. So, my little bowl in here. My attempt to not have dimensionals throughout the house. I know it won't work, but it's a help. Peeling off and sticking to my dimensionals. Like I said, these branches are very thin, so keep that in mind that you don't get too rough with them. And this one. All right, got them all. So we're going to put this on about like, yeah, about like that. So we're sticking that one on, so it's at the top. Now, we're going to go ahead and stick, I'm bringing this other one in now. This one and this one here, we are going to tuck in here and here. And we're going to use glue or glue dots. I'm using glue. So, stick it in and see about where you want it and where you can put glue safely. And it doesn't take much. Just a few little drops. Make sure you're staying inside the framework of your card. You can come clear out to here. So if you want to get real elaborate, you can. And no, we're going to put this one down here where I said. Okay, I'm going to take off, I'm not taking off the leaf, I'm just taking off that little piece there. So I can tuck it a little further in here. Like that. So that means I can put glue on this one, and this one, and just a little on that one. And just a little on the base and a little bit on that one. And then slide her on here. Oop, and I'm getting glue all over, but it will dry clear, it'll be fine. I just want to make sure that it is sticking down there before I let it go. There we go. Now this one here, this is that long one I colored ahead of time. I did half. You could do all one color. I did half and half because I'm going to actually go right in here where I split it, where I did the color split, and split it. I'm going to take this piece and put it down this way, and this one is actually going to come down there, off there a little ways, because it's going to go underneath this dimensional. So I'm going to glue this one down first. I want it hanging down. Just make sure you get an end underneath that leaf right there so it's not so visible. I want it hanging down. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the happy anniversary on now because I want to stick this. I want to make sure that it's going to go underneath and still fit in the framework. So I haven't stick it down yet, but I'm just holding this here to see about where I can put it. Put that there. I just want to make sure that the stem is still underneath without having to reach in and dissect it out. And you have ever had something not covered up right and you have to stick your scissors in there and try to cut it blindly? That's what I mean. And then I'll put this right over the top with the dimensionals. It'll be fine. Just like that. And you can make it fuller and put more greenery in here, but I mean, it's up to you. I like it like that. I like it better without the white. I thought I might. Okay, but we're not quite done yet. We can't be done. We need some bling and a bow. The first one I used silver, and this one I'm going to use gold. So we're going to take our gold and silver trim. I'm going to use the gold this time. And I'm just going to tie me a little, just a small bow. Not too big. I like that. This stuff ties so easy. We're going to make them just a little smaller. And I think we're going to stick him right about there. I'm going to use a glue dot to do that. Try to turn that, because if you look at this, there's a white strip and there's more gold on one side than the other, and you can force it to go where you want. Put the gold right there. And just a little trim. Looks like that. Now I want to gold bling. I can't remember what suite this comes from, but these are the Flower Accent Gold. I can't remember if it's coming. I'm not sure if these are out. These may be releasing in July 1st. I can't remember. But we're going to put some gold bling on this. So I'm going to put one. I'm going to put one large one. I'm going to put the bling in different spots than the other one. We're going to put a large one here. I think we're going to put one here. No, on this. And I'm going to put one there. There we go. I put them in a couple of different places. So this is the card for today. I hope you like it. Give it a try. You could add more greenery. I mean, this is the one I first did with the other colors and with the white piece behind. I definitely like it better without the white piece. You can tell me what you think, white piece or no white piece. I think the flowers turn out much brighter. I think the white draws your eye to the white paper, not to the flowers. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. But anyhow, these are the cards. This is the card for today. This was gold, one was silver. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time with another new project. Goodbye, and have a nice day.